Hey, I'm Jay Kumar, the Bass Blaster, and this is your Seafoam Top 5 of the Week in Bass Fishing. Number 1. Home lake curse? Well, apparently that's gone away this year on tour, and Alabama's Will Davis Jr. is the latest dude to have a home lake blessing. He won the Bassmaster Elite Series tournament on Lay Lake, Alabama by just 2 ounces, which is less than a shad weighs, over Brandon Palaniuk, the perennial hammer on the Elite Series. Now, Will's just a rookie, but he knows that lake extremely well, having fished it his whole life, and his dad as well. Will fished a variety of baits in several spots, and most of the baits were made by his dad, Will Davis Sr.'s Davis Bait Company.
Choked it.
Including a swim jig, a shaky head, and shaky worm, and a scrounger type head, which I'll get to in a sec. Will also bed fished with a Big Bite Baits Fighting Frog, which is really showing out for bed fishing this year. I guess you could say he was fishing a lake his dad taught him on with baits his dad made, so it's no surprise his dad was super stoked for him, as was the hometown crowd. Now, some folks from Florida also were so stoked about it, they wrote a song about it. Sweet home Alabama. You know that tune had to be in there, one of the greatest bands of all time. Number 2. What is a scrounger? Well, it's probably one of the deadliest presentations in current that not enough of us use. Now, Will Davis Jr. did use it up lake at Lay Lake in current because he knows it works and he's confident using it. In fact, that bait also helped him win the Bass Nation Championship last year. The one Will uses is called the Davis Baits Shaky Fish, and for sure is one of the best scrounger type heads ever designed because it was designed by the Davises and Aaron Martins, who is the guy who brought basically the whole scrounger head concept to bass fishermen nationwide.
Aaron was just so anal about his stuff. It was hard to please him, but we were very blessed to be able to work with Aaron on this lure.
A Zoom Fluke type plastic on the back apparently is the deal, and Aaron liked to fish it on the bottom about 80 to 90% of the time, and Will Jr. says he likes to call it a square bill in the current, and he also fishes it slow. He says the more current, the better that bait works. Give it a try. Do that bump and grind. So shake it slowly and do that bump and grind. Number 3. Hey, Justin Lucas won a tournament on a reservoir. Well, if that sounds weird because these guys mostly fish reservoirs, that's because Justin has won tournaments on tidal water, the California Delta and the Potomac River on the East Coast, and he's also won it on big natural lakes like the MLF out of Sturgeon Bay. But he hasn't won any tournaments on just a plain old reservoir until last weekend's MLF Toyota Series tournament on Lake Eufaula, Alabama. He said that because points were not a consideration for him like they would be in a Bass Pro Tour tournament, he committed to fishing offshore the whole tournament because his research showed that that's how tournaments are won on Eufaula. The first 2 days he caught him around shad spawning on a bush using a new Berkeley Blade spinnerbait with a Berkeley Max Scent flat nose minnow trailer. The third day, he dragged really slowly a Texas rig 5-inch Berkeley Power Hog around a roadbed. But even though he's great at fishing offshore with electronics, he said that forward-facing sonar did not play for him except for lining up a few casts better. That was also true for Lay Lake winner Will Davis Jr., and it also hasn't been used by the current Bassmaster Elite Series Angler of the Year points leader, who we'll talk about now. Number 4. South Carolina's Randall Cobb is tearing it up this year on the Elites. He's finished 3rd, 20th, 8th at the Classic, 6th, 4th, and then 7th so far.
I gotta say, I'm impressed.
He's built himself quite a lead in the Angler of the Year standings, all without forward-facing sonar. He says he basically unplugged it at the first tournament of the year and he's kept it that way.
I'm enjoying the unplugged life.
So once again, forward-facing sonar ain't all that, although it is a must-have in certain tournaments or situations, notably for smallmouths. Anyhow, he told me he's not doing anything different or fishing really any different. It's just that the schedule is lined up for him well and there have been shallow fish biting in every tournament. Or actually, he has changed one thing this year. Instead of fishing a plain old green pumpkin zoom fluke stick wacky rigged, he's now fishing a green pumpkin green and purple flake fluke stick wacky rigged because he just liked the way that color looked. How funny is that, man? He was even laughing about it. He said he's caught about 80% of the fish he's caught this year so far on that rig, and here's how he modifies it. He rips off the tail of the bait so it's more Senko or stick bait like. Why does he bother with that? Why doesn't he just fish a plain old stick bait? Well, he says he likes the fall rate of this bait and he does not like using O-rings, and this bait is more durable for hooking directly. So shallow fish biting plus a green pumpkin, green and purple flake fluke stick wacky rigged plus this.
Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in the mine.
Has got him crushing the points. Good luck, man. Number 5. Ever fish a jerkbait for bedding bass? Ever even hear about it? Well, first it was tubes and craws for bedding fish, then it was creature baits, shaky heads, and bluegill imitators maybe, then it was drop shots, and now I guess the latest deal is jerkbaits. And I don't think I've heard about it before, but Will Davis Jr. caught his last 2 fish at Lay Lake on a bomber long A, and he wasn't waking it. Here's what he did.
So this is a long A. It's an old school jerkbait, floater, and I would throw it up there and let it sit. If you watch that video, just sitting there. Well, she'd come by, and when she did, I'd let her. You get about 2 foot from her, I'd go. And man, she run over there and just got it sideways in her mouth.
Now, he told me that when females pull up to spawn, frequently they suspend, and when they ignore all your presentations, even a drop shot, he said his jerkbait is a go-to. It's got to be the bomber long A because it floats. And he said when he jerks it, it goes down to their eye level and they just smash it. The exact color he was using was chartreuse or chartreuse flash, black back, orange belly. Now, I'm not sure color matters too much, but on the other hand, I remember when my wife was pregnant and she got real picky about what she ate, man.
How about some of this pie?
I'm not hungry anymore.
I asked Will how he got onto that deal, and he sent me this tune.
So we do things a little different round here.
Hey, whatever catches him, man. That's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to BassBlaster.com or .rocks to sign up for the juicy Bass Blaster email to get even more juicy details. See you next week. God bless you.